Here starts another season of fantasy football with Tebow's Heart and Brady's Hair League. I figured that I would kind of hop on here and kind of give some draft grades and kind of give my own ranking of where I think we stand here before the season starts as far as our drafts go. And then we'll do a preview of the first week so we can hop right in with the predictions. And then Jude said he wants to do his predictions again this year and see if he can beat me again. So we'll do that too. So we'll hop right in here. I'm gonna read off my list. I made a list of the top 10 here of where I think we stand. So number one, I think the draft, the person that did the best in the draft was Kirk. I think his team has the most talent. Number one, I didn't see him reach for anybody. I think he did a really good draft. Number two is Glenn. I think Glenn had a fantastic draft as well. Again, not reaching and picking players where they're supposed to be. He got a good value on everybody. I think I'm in third currently. I didn't get exactly who I wanted, but I think I got enough talent for it to pay off. And then I've got Josh at fourth in the league, and then I have Jeff at fifth, Todd is sixth, Bill is seventh, Sherry is eighth, and Gina is ninth, and Dwayne is 10th. I'm gonna pull up the teams here real quick, and I'll just kind of touch real quick why I made the picks I did, just so nobody's wondering why they're ranked where they're ranked. So if we go to Kirk first, I think Kirk got a first pick. He chose Breece Hall, which could be the number one running back in the league this year. And then Kyren Williams is also supposed to be really high. CeeDee Lamb is probably the best wide receiver, I would say, maybe going into the year, most talented. And then Kyle Pitts is supposed to blow up with Kirk Cousins, and DK Metcalf. They're all supposed to focus on him too, from what I hear. And then he's got Alvin Kamara on the bench, which is a fantastic person on the bench there, and Javonte Williams on the bench as well. So he's maybe a weak spot, maybe in Mike Evans. Maybe I don't know what Evans going to do this week. I don't have a lot of faith in Baker Mayfield to do it twice, but he is a very solid lineup and has all stars at every position. And I didn't see any spot to where he took somebody that I would consider reaching, to where reaching is kind of like you're taking them way ahead of their ADP, which is their average draft position, which means that other people are taking them at that pick. So I didn't notice that with Kirk. We'll try to get this through as fast as I can. So second, I said it was Glenn, the Sullivan Eagles team, and Glenn. He just chose right down the line pretty well. He didn't really differ from line. He doesn't know a lot. Doesn't know the players like we do. But he got a really good defense there with the Cowboys. And then Mark Andrews is going to be a top 3 tight end. Nico Collins is going to be huge this year. And then he always got Davante Adams. He's got fantastic running backs in Saquon and Jonathan Taylor. Jalen Hurts could go big in this year. And then he's got the hookup with Hurts and Devontae Smith. He stacked those, which he doesn't know what that means, but that is a good thing. And then he's got Jonathan Brooks on the bench. That could work out well for him too whenever Brooks comes back. So I think Glenn's starting lineup is stacked. It looks really good. I'm jealous that he has Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts. That's a nice combo. All right, let's see. So me next. I don't know if I need to really talk about my team. I know. I'll run over it real quick if I can find it. All right, so I pretty well drafted exactly the way I wanted to. The only thing that I didn't get that I wanted to get originally was I was trying to stack Kyler Murray with Marvin Harrison Jr. and double up there. Jeff screwed me out of that because he's a liar. But other than that, I truthfully, I think Anthony Richardson, who I got, is probably got a higher ceiling than Kyler Murray, but he's also got a lower floor. Um, but all in all, I still did really well, and I should be back in the playoffs again this year. All right. So next on the list was Joshy. So Josh, let's see. So Josh Allen. Josh Allen is always going to be a good quarterback. He just doesn't have the options this year. I would say Josh got one of the top 3 running backs in Bijan Robinson. Ramondre Stevenson is so. I don't really know about Olave. He's good, but I don't know exactly what he's going to do this year. Mainly, I picked. I said Josh had a good draft. I like James Conner. I like the Josh Allen, and then he got Bijan. That's a really good combo. And then he's got Joe Burrow on the bench, Malik Neighbors. That's a solid bench there too. So, all right, let's go to the next one, which is Hot Toddy. So Todd, I like CJ Stroud. I don't really care a lot for Josh Jacobs in Green Bay. I don't know what Aaron Jones is going to do in Minnesota. I really like AJ Brown. I really like Garrett Wilson. Michael Pittman Jr. I feel is a really good pick with my quarterback, and then you got Brock Purdy on the bench. Overall, a pretty good deal there. I think you might have jumped a little bit with Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs. I think you probably could have had some better options there. Is kind of why Josh is above you. But other than that, those are the only 2 spots that I really see that I don't really care for. But the rest of your lineup looks good. Bill. All right, so Bill. I don't know. I don't like Najee Harris. Everybody says Najee Harris is my guy, but he's not my guy. He just always fell to me, and he would just always the last option of the starting running backs that would fall to me, and I hated it every year, and I didn't want to play him, and I tried to avoid it as much as I could. But Bill does have Lamar Jackson and Amon-Ra. Those are going to be his 2 guys. Kenneth Walker is good from time to time, but that's really the strength of his lineup there. So he doesn't really have a whole lot on the bench that I like. George Kittle it's hot and Mr. Hot and Cold. So let's see who's next. Sherry. So Sherry is ranked number 8 for me. She didn't have a good draft as she usually does. So is this Sherry's team? She trades some people out. No, this is her team. Okay, so I don't like DeAndre Swift this year. I don't like Samir White. I feel like that she reached with George Pickens. I can't stand George Pickens. So, I mean, Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Laporta, Waddle, they're decent. Tyreek Hill is probably within the top 3 wide receivers, and Laporta could very well be the top tight end, and then Mahomes is going to do what he does. But the rest of her lineup, her running backs, I don't like. But that's just me. That's why I ranked her where I did, because of my own opinions. Gina usually I'm kind of surprised I didn't like Gina's picks, because she usually does really well in a draft, but she kind of she took Tua. There was a bunch of better quarterbacks out there. I think she's kind of stuck on Tua for some reason, because she's liked him for years. So she kind of reached on him. She also her second running back is Rachaad White. I don't care for him. She reached really bad with Puka Nacua. I think she could have got him in the 2nd or 3rd round. Brandon Ayuk, we don't even know who he's playing for yet. If he goes to the Steelers, that's going to be a terrible pick, in my opinion. And then she's got Cooper Kupp as well, which, that's both Rams receivers. you're going to be fighting that all year as to who to play and who not to play. So that's why I put you down where I did. I don't have a whole lot of faith in Tua continuing to do well every game, and I didn't care for your first couple picks either. There, I thought you could have waited on both of them, and gotten some better running back. Travis Etienne's a good right back, but Rashad White leaves a lot to be desired for me. All right, so the last one here is going to be Dwayne, and of course, doesn't really matter what grade I give Dwayne because he wants Travis Kelce. He, of course, reached on Kelce like he always does. He could have waited on Kelce probably till the second round, unless Sherry would have grabbed him maybe. But he does what he wants to do, and he doesn't really have a star quarterback. He's just kind of trying to fill it in. Devon Achane is going to be in a committee. Devon Achane is extremely talented, but he's going to be in a committee again there in Miami. Xavier Worthy is a rookie that probably just not going to see a whole lot of action, especially right off the bat. And then he's got both our Miami running backs, which again they're going to be fighting each other for time. Yeah, I mean I like Pacheco, and I do like Devon Achane, and I like Kelce as well. Tank Dell may do really well for him in the long run if Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs doesn't take all the heat. But the fact that he doesn't have a good quarterback, and he reached, of course, on Kelce. That's why I have him down at the bottom. All right, let's talk about the matchups here for the first week. So, of course, I'm always going to start with me because I'm always the first one that I see. So let's go to the scoreboard. So it is me versus Jeff McCaffrey if you can, and Jeff is I think I can. I like the little jab there, Jeff. I don't know if you're going to keep that all year or not, or if that's just for this matchup. But Jeff is playing the guy he stole from me, and Kyler Murray. So what happened at the draft is this. So Jeff walks up and whispers in my ear, "Hey, I think I'm going to do it." And I said, "What are you going to do?" And he says, "I'm taking Kyle Pitts. I'm ready. I got to pull the trigger on it. I'm taking Kyle Pitts." And so I thought we were being legit, and I said, "Well, I'm going to stack with my next pick. I'm going to stack Kyler Murray because I already got Marvin Harrison Jr. And that was my plan when I picked Marvin Harrison Jr. And then Jeff walked up there and took Kyler Murray right out from under me, and he thought it was absolutely hilarious. It was dirty and underhanded and completely acceptable in fantasy football, but I have no problem with it. Anthony Richardson it was also somebody I was targeting, so I feel like I probably got the more talented quarterback. He probably got the more dependable quarterback, and he got took my stack away from me. So looks fairly even. Besides, I think I have the better running backs with Henry and McCaffrey. I think Henry's going to go crazy this year. And then, yeah, I'm gonna pick myself because of McCaffrey and Derrick Henry and James Cook going against Arizona. I feel have a big game, so I'm going with me because Jeff's a prick. All right. Next is Glenn versus Todd. So I already wrote down here I'm going with Glenn this game, and a lot of that has to do with the running back matchups: Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones versus Jonathan Taylor and Saquon. That's just not. I don't feel like that's anywhere near on an even playing field. And they pretty well match up pretty well everywhere else. Besides, I think that Glenn also has the better tight end here in Mark Andrews. So that's why I'm giving Glenn the edge here. All right. So we have Outrageous versus Tomahawk, and I picked Sherry here. A lot of it has to do with Baker Mayfield. I mean, he really doesn't have a whole lot of other options besides Kirk Cousins, and because he didn't grab a quarterback in the early going, he wanted all these Chiefs guys. So he does have a couple good running backs there, but with Tyreek Hill and Laporta and Mahomes, and maybe a decent game from Swift there going against Tennessee, I'll give her the edge. All right. So it is Bill versus Josh next, and I have given it to Josh because of Bijan, I believe, is better than Kenneth Walker, and I like Stevenson over Harris. Amon-Ra is better than any of the wide receivers that Josh has there, but in the long run, I think Josh has just got too many good running backs there, and Josh Allen should get close to equaling Lamar Jackson, if not taking him out. And then James Conner just seems to always get a touchdown every game. So Joshua. All right. So last one here, I have Kirk beating Gina. Jordan Love versus Tua. That may be fairly even, but then he's got Breece Hall and Kyren Williams, and they're both really good, and they get a lot of work. And then he's got CeeDee Lamb, which I believe CeeDee will get his contract stuff cleared up, and he will be on Dallas, and he will go absolutely nuts. I believe Kyle Pitts will have another good year. So, but she does have Trey McBride. Trey McBride could be a number one tight end in the long run. She's just going to have people fighting on her team for time, like Puka and Cooper are going to be fighting each other the entire time. And then Rachaad White, I don't care for. So that's, this could all change. Maybe after the first game here, I'm completely wrong. And these players that I don't like blow up and everything works out for these people that I'm kind of down on. But, that's why opinions are opinions. All right, I'm going to get Jude in here, and he'll make his picks, and then we'll be done. Jude! Just sitting there. I'll change this back to the... All right, so here's the matchups. Remember how to do it, where you just slide it. Have a seat. McCaffrey, I changed my name to McCaffrey if you can, so that's who I am. But go ahead and have a seat.
I think I can, obviously, because he would never win.
Jeff, that's Jeff. Jeff is playing with me because I said McCaffrey if you can, and he said I think I can. So go ahead, make your picks.
Detonator, the Tomahawks, You're My Team, or actually Cage Clan.
Who'd you pick with me and Jeff?
I think I can.
You picked Jeff? Okay. All right, you picked Jeff versus me. So there's the first week. Good luck, everybody. It's another a lot of hope and everything here at the beginning of the season. Let's see how it goes. Bye.